If there was an award for world-class gaslighting, Meghan Markle just claimed the crown. No competition. In a twist that's got jaws dropping everywhere, she's now painting herself as some fearless truth warrior. Yep, the very same Meghan whose public image shifts faster than a TikTok trend is now demanding honesty from everyone else, with a straight face and zero irony. She actually went on record, clear as day, asking folks to tell the truth about her, not joking, not being sarcastic, just dead serious. And meanwhile, she's out here weaving stories so wild, even Hollywood execs would file them under fantasy before touching them. But the moment that really got people talking, that so-called Sweet Father's Day video, it was supposed to be this touching little look into her home life, real cute, real cozy, but instead, it set off alarm bells all over the internet. What was meant to shut down rumors just lit up a whole new wave of questions. Viewers instantly noticed things that didn't add up, like, how many Archies are we talking about here? One clip shows a kid with one face, the next clip, completely different features. And don't even get started on how many versions of little Lilibet showed up. It was like a casting call gone rogue. Some people were straight up asking if they used stand-ins. Don't miss the drama. Hit that subscribe button and join the ride with Fame Feast. If it weren't so sketchy, it'd be hilarious. But here's where it really pops off. The royal family? Looks like they might finally be done playing polite. No more soft gloves. The palace isn't laughing anymore. Whispers are getting louder inside palace walls, and this time, they're deadly serious. Word is, the crown might be making a cold move, cutting Archie and Lilibet out of the line of succession. This ain't just some royal slap on the wrist. This is a full-blown declaration. And the wildest part? Meghan didn't see it coming, not even a little. After years of bending narratives, flipping optics, and testing the royals' patience, Meghan's now facing a response she never planned for. She thought she had control of the storyline, but now the monarchy might be ready to clap back harder than ever. And if they go through with this, it changes the whole game. Let's take it back for a second. Remember when Meghan claimed she was practically a prisoner in the palace? Said she couldn't even touch her own passport, driver's license, or car keys? Made it sound like royal life was just a fancier jail cell. But people started doing the math, and the numbers weren't adding up. Ibiza with Elton John, luxury baby shower in New York, secret Canadian hideaways, private Italy visits. And somehow, all this happened without a passport? So how's she flying more than a superstar DJ on tour? Don't miss the drama. Hit that subscribe button and join the ride with Fame Feast. But wait, it gets even darker. Meghan's now floating a claim that's got jaws on the floor. She's hinting that the royal family knew she didn't carry Archie, and not only that, she's saying they approved it. Like, full-on agreed to a cover-up. She's not just questioning tradition. She's accusing the palace of staging one of the biggest royal hoaxes in recent history. Let that sink in. She's saying the pregnancy was fake and the royals helped her fake it. That's not drama. That's pure detonation. And the way she's doubling down, it's unreal. Like that podcast moment where she boldly says, "I just want people to tell the truth about me." Now that's rich, coming from someone who's been accused of running burner social accounts, ghosting deliveries, tweaking images, and even saying her own dad passed away when he's very much alive and out here publicly asking to make peace. And let's not forget, 28 producers reportedly walked off her Spotify deal. That's right, 28. Even Oprah, who once gave her the platform of a lifetime, has quietly backed away. If that's not a red flag, what is? But Meghan, she's still out here doubling down like nothing's wrong. She even pulled out what looks like pre-recorded hospital footage from back in the lockdown days, supposedly to prove she gave birth. But hold up, the dates don't match up. Pandemic rules were tight, Partners weren't even allowed in the delivery rooms back then. Yet somehow, her version of events always finds a way to twist reality into a glossy fairy tale. And now, the palace is reportedly done playing nice. They're not keeping quiet anymore. Meghan's biggest issue isn't just public backlash. It's the fact that she keeps forgetting the internet never forgets. Every clip, every quote, every timeline slip, it's all archived. She once claimed she had zero control over her life, but somehow she pulled off full Netflix-style productions, custom outfits, soft lighting, and camera angles straight out of Vogue. Take that Father's Day video, for example. The timing was off, the cuts were messy, and some clips were clearly lifted from Netflix leftovers. But what really got people talking? Some are saying one of the babies featured looks exactly like Princess Eugenie's son. Yeah, another royals kid might have made the final cut. At that point, it's not just messy, it starts looking like panic mode. Damage control disguised as storytelling. But here's where it blows up. Meghan allegedly implied the palace knew the whole thing was staged. The fake bump, the photo ops, the press setup. She's saying they were in on all of it. Not just turning a blind eye, but co-signing the whole act. That's not just bold, it's explosive. This accusation is so wild it could snap the last thread between Meghan and the royals. And yet, she says it calmly, like she's dropping gems in a TED Talk. According to her, the palace made her lie, made her fake it all, like she had no choice in any of it. The message? I didn't want to deceive y'all, they made me do it. But what's getting harder to ignore is how often her claims just don't match up with the facts. Take her big Oprah sit-down. Meghan said the press never asked her to do the traditional post-birth photo shoot, but people close to the palace tell a different story. Apparently, Meghan straight up declined unless her terms were met. That meant Archie getting a title. No title, no photo. Simple as that. So later, when she says she felt left out of royal traditions, it doesn't exactly sound like exclusion, it sounds like negotiation. And then there's the race card she pulls, often and loudly, without ever offering solid proof. She claimed the royals didn't want Archie to have a title due to concerns about his skin tone. Huge claim. But where's the name? Where's the receipt? Every time, it's vague, shadowy language. And when pressed, she always backs off, letting the internet go wild with theories. That's not transparency. That's planting time bombs and walking away. Now let's talk about Harry. The guy once admitted that if it weren't for Meghan, he would have never left the royal family. And that right there explains a lot. Because every time Meghan drops one of these curveballs, Harry looks just as shocked as the rest of us. He's either the most loyal man alive, or he's slowly realizing he gave up royal duty for a reality show script that's spiraling by the day. Want more raw, unfiltered breakdowns like this? Hit that subscribe button and stay locked in with Fame Feast, where the truth always hits different. Meghan's so-called proof always seems to backfire, hard, like that 2021 hospital clip she dropped to show she gave birth to Lilibet. But viewers weren't buying it for a second. The scene didn't match up with the pandemic rules at the time. California hospitals were locked down tight. No visitors, no exceptions. Yet there she is, casually strolling the hospital hallway like it's the set of a music video. To make things worse, even Gayle King, one of Meghan's last big-name supporters, was on air that same month, talking about how heartbreaking it was that her husband couldn't even be in the room when their baby was born, all because of strict COVID restrictions. So how did Meghan manage to film in a hospital hallway, with a crew, no masks, and zero pushback? People have been asking that question for years, and every time they do, the story shifts again. That's the real issue here. It's not some evil tabloid smear campaign. It's that folks are exhausted from trying to keep up with stories that start falling apart the second you actually look at them. Now, with Archie and Lilibet's spots in the line of succession reportedly on the chopping block, Meghan could be running out of time to control the narrative. This might be her final shot to spin it her way, before the monarchy hits back for real. There's tension bubbling behind Buckingham Palace gates, and word is, Meghan's latest moves may have pushed things into retaliation mode. Palace insiders say that one of the most long-whispered rumors could finally come true, stripping Archie and Lilibet of their royal rank. Not next week, not someday. Now the palace isn't waiting around anymore. Word is the plan to cut Meghan, and possibly even Archie and Lilibet, out of the royal fold is getting fast-tracked. And it's not about revenge, it's about survival. Because no matter how flawed the monarchy may be, its power comes from legacy and image. And right now, Meghan's become a walking PR disaster. The breaking point wasn't just the whispers about a fake pregnancy or the shady video editing. It was this, the claim that the crown itself was involved. Meghan didn't just try to rewrite her own saga. She dragged the entire monarchy into the storm. That crosses a serious line. Because if the public starts buying into the idea that the palace helped fake a royal birth, it shatters the foundation. This isn't just about Meghan anymore. It's about protecting the royal bloodline, the heirs, the rules, the centuries-old structure. If that gets questioned, everything starts looking like a scripted drama, not a dynasty. And the firm won't let that narrative win. Royal insiders and experts are finally saying what's been whispered behind closed doors for years. Meghan pushed too far. The royals gave her space, tried to help her adjust. But instead of blending in, she flipped every courtesy into a complaint. Every royal gesture became an issue. Every perk turned into a product. They gave her a duchess title. She turned it into a full-blown business. They offered her privacy. She flipped it into a Netflix deal. They gave her a chance. She cashed it out. And now, the last bit of patience is gone. They're not playing cleanup anymore. They're cutting ties before the whole system crumbles. Even Harry, once protected at all costs, is starting to feel the shift. Palace insiders say he's no longer shielded like before. The sympathy's fading. That whole, he's just in love excuse, worn out. After years of watching him silently nod through wild claims, the goodwill is wearing thin. His bond with the family, especially with William, is reportedly hanging by a single strained thread. Don't miss the drama, hit that subscribe button and join the ride with Fame Feast. Behind the scenes, royal staffers are reportedly scrubbing timelines, revisiting archives, and locking down every shred of official documentation tied to Archie and Lilibet. Why? Because the palace is preparing for the unthinkable, an official public statement. And if that happens, it won't just be some bland PR release. It could be the moment the monarchy finally draws the line. Sources say the palace has been collecting receipts for years, staying quiet while Meghan played victim and Harry co-signed every move. But now, they're done sitting on their hands. The gloves are coming off. Meghan's recent claims didn't just cross a line, they tore it up completely. There's talk that the palace might release medical records, photo logs, and time-stamped travel records to shut down the endless speculation. Because if Meghan keeps pushing the narrative that the royal family helped fake a birth, they may have no choice but to go public to protect the throne's credibility. And make no mistake, this wouldn't just be about clapping back. It would be a full-scale operation to protect the institution. Once that trust breaks, it doesn't just hurt Charles or William, it rocks the monarchy's grip on power across the world. Meanwhile, Meghan's team is reportedly scrambling. PR advisors are switching strategy, insiders are ghosting, and even some of her most loyal allies are staying silent. They see the storm coming, and no one wants to be on the wrong side when the palace finally speaks. As for Harry, he's caught in the middle of a royal Cold War that he helped ignite, and now the walls are closing in. If that public statement drops, it could force him to choose: stand with the institution that raised him, or ride with the chaos that's been chasing him ever since he walked away. Now the million-dollar question: what happens if the palace really goes public? Experts say this move wouldn't just shake up Meghan and Harry's world, it would rip straight through their entire media empire. We're talking book deals, podcast partnerships, brand sponsors, all at risk. Because if the narrative crumbles, so does the cash. A lot of Meghan and Harry's brand is built on being misunderstood outsiders, forced out by a cold institution. But if the royal family brings receipts, hard proof that contradicts that story, the sympathy that once fueled their rise could flip fast. Supporters turn skeptical. The press starts asking tougher questions. And Hollywood? They don't like messy. Already, there's been quiet distancing. Spotify dropped them. Netflix pulled back. The red carpets aren't as open as they once were. It's not personal, it's bad optics. Nobody wants to be attached to a scandal that keeps morphing every month. And if the palace claps back with facts, that's game over for the victim narrative. And let's not forget the US side of things. Meghan's been eyeing politics, power, and prestige in America. But no one wins elections while dodging basic questions about credibility. Voters might not care about royal titles, but they do care about truth. If doubts start spreading, those dreams fade quick. Harry, on the other hand, looks stuck. He gave up his rank, his role, his roots. And for what? To watch the empire he built with Meghan slowly crack under pressure? The world is watching, and so is the royal family. And their silence? It's not weakness. It's strategy. They're letting the rope tighten. Behind closed doors, palace aides are reportedly urging senior royals to act fast, not just to protect tradition, but to stop the chaos from becoming the monarchy's legacy. Meghan's every move has shifted from unpredictable to outright dangerous for the institution. The fake pregnancy rumors, the chopped-up footage, the claims of royal conspiracy. It's no longer about personal drama, it's about the crown's survival. And Harry? Insiders say he's reaching a breaking point. For years, the palace treated him like a wayward son who just needed time. But now, even the softest voices inside the firm are starting to admit he's not just caught in it. He's part of it. The narrative's shifting, sympathy is thinning, and it's not just because of Meghan, it's because Harry keeps backing the play. Every time he nods along, stays silent, or signs another deal built on palace tension, he's choosing a side. And the royals? They've noticed. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, lawyers are said to be combing through every legal angle of the succession process. Because removing Archie and Lilibet might be more symbolic than structural, but make no mistake, it would send a message loud enough to echo across generations. You don't get to burn down the house while still trying to live in it. And now, even Meghan's own allies are growing quiet. That PR wall she built around herself, cracking. Influential names that once vouched for her, nowhere to be found. The media's tone is changing too. No more puff pieces, just sharp questions and deeper investigations. The calm before the storm is over. The monarchy is done waiting. Meghan thought the crown would always stay silent, that their restraint was weakness. But soon she may find out the truth. If Meghan keeps pushing the chaos, the palace might make a brutal call, cut Harry loose to protect him from the storm. Not because they've given up on him, but because enabling this circus any longer could drag them all down. And now? It's not just royal insiders raising eyebrows. The public is turning up the heat. People are asking real, pointed questions, and they're not going away. Why are there multiple versions of the same baby at the same age in different clips? Why do their faces look so drastically different in official footage? Why is there almost zero real video of Meghan visibly pregnant in public? Twice? Why does the Netflix doc rely so hard on B-roll, shadows, and silhouettes? It's starting to feel like one big optical illusion, and the deeper folks dig, the more the cracks show. The less proof they find, the louder the speculation gets. Meghan once claimed she left acting behind to serve the royal family. But let's be real, what career was sacrificed? Suits was already wrapping, the film roles had dried up, and the headlines were fading. If anything, becoming a duchess revived her spotlight. That royal title handed her more global fame than Hollywood ever did. And yet, she spun it as if she was some victim of a cruel system. A system that, truthfully, gave her a crown, a platform, and protection beyond what most could dream of. But now, that same system is preparing to take it all back. The line of succession? It's not written in stone. It's not untouchable. If Meghan truly believed she could lob accusations at the monarchy and keep her kids locked into the royal bloodline, then she clearly never understood how the crown plays. They've held back for years. But now, that leash is looking real short. And when the palace finally makes its move, there'll be no more distractions. No media scapegoat, no rogue staffer, not even Harry, only Meghan. Don't miss the drama. Hit that subscribe button and join the ride with Fame Feast.